Hey Prime members, are you tired of ads interfering with your favorite podcasts? Good news! With Amazon Music, you have access to the largest catalog of ad-free top podcasts included with your Prime membership. To start listening, download the Amazon Music app for free or go to amazon.com/ad-free podcasts. That's amazon.com/ad-free podcasts to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads.
Hello, and welcome to Oldie but a Goodie. It's a podcast that you've pressed played on, either because you are here being like, where's episode 285? I'm gonna listen to this different episode that came out today when that one was meant to come out to find out. Or you're like, I really like the movie Uncharted and or Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. Or I don't like them, and I want to hear someone talk about them. Well, no matter what reason you're here for, I've got the answers for both of you, even though one of you were only really asking a question. Episode 285, which is Ants versus Bugs Life versus Armageddon versus Deep Impact. Look, we picked 4 movies last week. We're always kind of probably going to have to delay this one, to be honest. But not only are we delaying it, we are going to be splitting it up into a 2-parter. So over the next 2 weeks, next week and the week after that, you're going to get both 2 parts of the 1998 big ol' rip-off bonus battle. Those episodes are going to be long. Those episodes are going to be fun. We're going to be watching Michael Bay. Can't wait. It's going to be fun. Anyway, in the meantime, because that episode's taking so long to put together, in the meantime, I was like, hey, let's drop a Patreon episode, but not just a Patreon episode, a Patreon bonus battle to get you into the mood of the bonus battles you're going to be hearing over the next 2 weeks of the main show. So here's a pretty fun one of my favorites that we've ever done over on Patreon. It is a battle between 2 recent at the time video game movies. We've got the 2022 Uncharted movie. Does anyone remember that? That came out a while ago. I think it's on Netflix now. 2022's Uncharted, that movie, versus Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City from 2021, which is like a reboot of the Resident Evil movie franchise. It's trying to be closer to the games, but I mean, you'll hear whether or not it is in the bonus battle episode. It's a fun one. Zach knows nothing about these 2 franchises. I know a lot about Uncharted, and I pretend to know a lot about Resident Evil because I only half paid attention when I played a lot of those games. So here's the episode. Have a lot of fun. We'll see you next time for Ants versus Bugs Life, and then Armageddon versus Deep Impact. If you want more episodes like this one, patreon.com/Oldie Buddy Goodie Pod. We're gonna have a Friday the 13th episode coming out this month on Jason X. He goes to space. That one's gonna be fun. We're almost done with that series, which is pretty amazing. Anyway, enjoy the episode. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.
So, Sandro.
Yo.
Never have I ever played an Uncharted game.
What do you do when you have played it? Like, what do you do when you have...
Well, normally we'd be sitting around in a circle, you go sit in a chair, you'd get up. But I guess that just makes it your turn, unless you haven't done it as well.
I've played all 4 Uncharted games.
All right, then you go. Your turn.
Never have I ever recorded a podcast.
That's a lie. That's a lie, good sir. You could have just gone not recognize the actor from Umbrella Academy or something.
Okay. I'll redo it.
You need a retry because that one didn't count.
Never have I ever looked at Captain America and gone, now that is America's ass.
What?
Yeah.
Never have I ever. I was about to say did not recognize Tom Hopper from Umbrella Academy, but I did that. I didn't recognize who that was.
Yeah, I recognized
never have I ever played a Resident Evil game.
Damn it. I've played 2, 5, and 7.
Well, you're skipping a lot in between there.
Well, I haven't played the first one.
Yeah.
Because it's old.
Yep.
I haven't played the third one because everyone hated the remake.
Yep.
I haven't played the fourth one, I think? Or have I played the fourth one? I've played the one that everyone loves, and it was also on the Wii.
Great.
And then I played 7, which was good. And I haven't played 8 yet, because it's too expensive. It's still $100 to buy it.
Yeah. I feel like I would recommend going and play the, remastered version.
Yeah.
But, it's famously awful.
Of the first one?
Yeah, of Resident Evil, the remaster. I believe, now I might be wrong on this, but I heard is it Resident Evil where they have, this mist?
Mist in Resident Evil?
Yeah, like a fog.
Is that Silent Hill, maybe?
That might be Silent Hill.
Because Resident Evil's set in a mansion.
Oh yeah, that's right. And then you're walking around as like a security person,
Well,
just
one of the characters of the movie.
Yeah, you're walking around and you shoot some zombies.
We should get into this. This is a bonus battle.
Bonus battle.
That was awkward.
Bonus battle. Bonus battle.
Anyway, we're doing two recent video game movies. We're doing Resident Evil 7, the reboot, and we're doing Uncharted, except only by name.
And we have two professionals on. We have one professional who's played Uncharted and Resident Evil and has intimate knowledge with the series.
Hello. I have also played the Resident Evil DLC on Dead by Daylight. I am overqualified.
That definitely will help you review these movies, I'm sure. and then another professional who I've very specifically avoided playing these games so that today I could watch these two movies and then with an unbiased opinion give you my opinion. That's how far my professionalism goes.
No, I think it's more you don't have a PlayStation, so you can't play Uncharted. And the Resident Evil games are old and only recently been remade. So I think that might be it. Anyway, bonus battle. If you haven't heard of bonus battle before, we've got a bunch of categories. We're going to rate the movie out of 5, and we're going to add it all up. Those categories are story, characters/acting, and visuals, which is CGI and cinematography. Those are the 3 main categories. Then there's the bonus category, speed round. We'll do that later. We won't reveal what those are yet.
Oh yeah, there was a bit of CGI in both.
Yeah.
Movies, bit of animation.
That's the thing. These are reasonably big budget movies. So very quickly, we'll get this out of the way before we even do first impressions. Resident Evil came out late last year, cost $25 million.
25 mil, not the biggest budget I've heard of.
Not the biggest.
But still pretty decent.
It made just under 40 million, but was a huge success on streaming.
Okay, well that's good.
Uncharted cost $120 million.
120? Whoa, that's way more than the other one.
Massive movie. We are recording this just after it came out, and in the opening weekend, it made $140 million, so already made its money back.
Whoa, maybe it's because they got Tom Holland and Matt Damon for it.
Matt Damon?
Yeah?
It's Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg, sorry. They both have the big forehead and the square hair.
Yes, and they only play one character in everything that they're in.
Yeah. God, they look similar.
Yeah, except Mark Wahlberg is a racist and Matt Damon is a sexist. That's the big difference between them.
Yeah. I feel like by looking at them, I know that's the difference.
And if you don't, it's on the internet. You can Google it. Whatever.
Yeah. No. That makes sense, actually. They're both douchebags.
Yeah.
But they're douchebags in very slightly different directions.
Oh, what do you think Mark Wahlberg's rap name, and yes, he was a rapper for a very brief period of time.
I have no idea.
His rap name was Marky Mark. Anyway.
Oh no. Now I know why it was so short.
What? Oh yeah, and the group that he was in was Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Oh, okay. No. I'll revise that. Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch is a great name.
Is it?
Marky Mark by itself is dumb.
Yes.
But it's obviously Marky Mark to add to the Funky Bunch,
To add to the funk, I guess.
Because that's a good name. Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Like, if it was just like Lil Mark and the Funky Bunch, that wouldn't sound as cool, I feel. But Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, that's fun to say. I like that.
You know what? Lil Marky and the Blackboards. Because you mark the blackboard. That's clever.
But you can't say that because wasn't Mark a racist?
Oh, yeah, because Mark Wahlberg is kind of a racist.
Yeah,
actually.
Oh, no, you made it worse, Sandro.
Allegedly, Mark Wahlberg is a racist, and allegedly Matt Damon is incredibly misogynistic.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Anyway, what did you think of these movies?
Yeah, alright.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
No, they were alright. They were pretty good. They were, of the video game movies I have witnessed in my years, they were of the upper echelon, I would say.
You'd say that for both of them? Alright. Was one better than the other? Although it is a bonus battle, so only objective facts, please.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. We can't throw our opinions in. Right now, you're asking for my opinion. I feel like I can't really tell you that, Sandro, because this is an unbiased news show where we give just the scientific fact.
And just like all good news shows, you have to pay to listen to it.
Well, actually, Sandro, these are two recent films, so I can actually say this is a news episode, because these things are actually new.
Alright, let's get into the categories. For the story, this is of course where we talk about the general plot for the film before we then rate it. Which one do you want to take charge of?
Yeah, because that's the interesting thing. We don't want to spoil anything. We're not gonna spoil anything.
Everything we say will have been in the trailers. I have seen the trailers, so I can kind of mediate that.
Yeah. I'll choose Uncharted, I think.
Okay.
Because I think I understand that one more. Like, I feel like Uncharted, you can kind of figure it out what's going on in the games. Whereas, like, there's a lot of lore in Resident Evil,
yes.
Right? Like, especially with Umbrella Academy.
The Umbrella Corporation.
Sorry. I got confused. I keep thinking of Tom Hopper.
Yes.
And his beautiful pecs, you know?
He's, of course, from the Umbrella Academy. I'm a chimpanzee and I'm on the moon.
But I'm also just a man and I'm on the moon. But I'm extra hairy.
Super hairy. He's great. I'm really glad that he's in this.
Yeah, no, he's great. He's fantastic. But I don't know anything about the Umbrella Corporation, even though, like, I've seen a lot of things about the Umbrella Corporation. It's a big meme in the gaming circles. But I don't know the lore behind it. So I'm going to leave that to you as the resident expert.
It's a joke.
I will go into my Uncharted territory.
Uncharted because you haven't played them.
So it's Indiana Jones, but with Spider-Man as the main lead. You can tell it's Spider-Man because most of his scenes involve parkour or him being kind of funny because he's from a Marvel movie and they have to keep making funny quips to keep those young people entertained. Otherwise, they're going to look onto their phones.
Yes.
So, Matt Damon and Tobey Maguire.
Yes.
And their cat go on a great adventure where they meet a lady who repeatedly betrays them, but they still work with for some reason. And they discover a treasure. There's some bad guys, like evil lady with knife, or Antonio Banderas, who is great. Oh, yeah, they find some gold. It doesn't matter. There's a brother in there. I'm sure it's important for the second movie.
Great. So what you're saying is, plot-wise, Uncharted is just Indiana Jones.
Mark Wahlberg, he gets a mustache at the very end. Spoilers.
The mustache shot was in, not a trailer, but press photos. They actually spoiled that.
What?
In press photos, because everyone was complaining that Mark Wahlberg didn't have a mustache. So they showed that scene, months ago.
Because the character in the game has a mustache. And like, why doesn't he have a mustache? And he eventually grows a mustache. So he looks like the character from the game you played.
Except he's still not playing the character from the... that's characters and acting. That's the next category. What do you think? Story out of 5 for Uncharted, despite the fact that you mainly just mentioned character stuff.
I'll give this, Uncharted. Oh... I mean, I really do like Indiana Jones.
It's more National Treasure than actually...
Yeah, no.
It's a mix of both.
That's the thing. It's a combination of both.
Yeah.
But also, it's like, there's a lot of things borrowed from other things. That's all I'm saying. And not much added on that gives it things that I would say are not from other movies.
It's almost like the video games are homages to the classic adventure tales. And so when you make a movie out of that, it's just an adventure film.
Right.
With nothing new to add, because the games were homages.
And so you could say it was a blank slate that they could have, improvised and come up with some sort of interesting story to put on it that wouldn't have made fans particularly mad, but they didn't. I'll give it a 3.
3? Yeah. That's pretty much what it deserves.
I was like, it wasn't bad, though.
Story for Uncharted... Yeah, like, I'm the same as you. Story for Uncharted is very bare bones, but it's fun. It's fun, and it keeps you interested as well, I think. Because it's always, like, moving on to the next location and everything, you know?
Yeah, it definitely borrows its upbeat pace from the Marvel movies. I think they're sticking with that sort of, like, okay, we've seen this works. And it makes our movie seem less bad.
This is written by the 2 guys that wrote Iron Man, so... Which I think is fun. So yeah, I'll go 3 as well. I completely agree with you on that. It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
Resident Evil, welcome to Raccoon City. So, Raccoon City, it's this town, it sucks.
I have a question just before we begin.
Yes.
I need a little clarification, if you will. Just where are we in the Resident Evil story, as it were?
This is technically based off the first 2 games.
Right. No. I'm just going to throw it out there because the timeline's a little all over the place for me, because I don't know if you know this, but I think there were previous Resident Evil movies that existed.
There's
Sandro.
6 of them, yes.
So you do know about them. Good.
Yes.
Excellent. Where are they in the timeline exactly?
They are not based off the video games. They're Resident Evil by name only.
Because it's funny, we've talked about the fact that I haven't played any of the Resident Evil games, but I'm pretty sure I've seen the first Resident Evil film. I don't remember much about it in any way, shape, or form, and I feel like that's a good sign for that old movie, but I do remember that it had nothing the fuck to do with this movie.
Yeah, they are just zombie films with the name Resident Evil kind of slapped on them.
I remember there's like a female character and she runs around a lab and shoots things.
That was the first one, yeah. Was the first one the one with the cool, like, the lasers and they chop someone in half? That was pretty cool.
I don't remember.
That's pretty cool. You know what? I want to do that. Well, at least the first one, I think, of the old Resident Evil could be fun. Because I want to do Resident Evil versus Underworld.
Okay. My next question being, sorry, I'm such an imbecile, a layard. In canonically the game sense then, where would this movie be? Because obviously it's the first one, right? Does the first one in the timeline does the second movie, game, like, do a prequel thing? What's the timelines of the games?
So Resident Evil 1 and 2 take place at the same time, I think. One of them's in the mansion, one of them's in the cop precinct.
And
they're happening at the same time, I'm pretty sure.
Well, that's important because we also see some of that in this movie, right?
They attempt to adapt some of those 2 games, yes.
I see. Very good.
So, plot-wise, Resident Evil Raccoon City, it's a bad place. Umbrella Corporation, they were doing experiments. They pumped the town full of water. Water makes you turn to a zombie. A bunch of characters have to survive a zombie outbreak in a city. They run around and they shoot zombies, and they also, sometimes, they die, sometimes. And that's pretty much the whole plot. There's an evil scientist. I think in the games he turns into, like, Mr. X or something. They don't do any of that in the movie. That was very disappointing.
Yeah, but there is that arm thing, which I know is from the games.
Yeah, there's some mutant stuff that they kind of throw in. There's a zombie dog in this one. That's cool.
Yay! Everyone loves zombie dog. Spoiler, zombie dog.
The whole plot is just people surviving in a city, trying to escape. That's the whole film. I thought it was kind of boring.
Well, I like Umbrella Corporation. That was very cool. Like this sort of mysterious organization that caused a zombie outbreak, but then locked everyone in the city.
They don't really do anything with that, though.
And then, they do nothing with it. But just like Uncharted, at the very end, they hint about some sequels where you might learn some more.
It's kind of bare bones, this whole film. Plot-wise, I think the plot's the weakest part of the new Resident Evil movie. I'm going to give this a 2.
Yeah, look, I'm just going to give it a 2 because I was confused by a lot of plots. As I pointed out earlier, like, I was trying to figure out the timeline. I have no fucking clue at this point. I was more invested in Tom Hopper than anything else in this film. Just because I was like, hey, I love Tom Hopper. He was great in Umbrella Academy. I'm going to wait for when he's on screen.
All right, characters for Uncharted then. Who are the main players? We got Tom Holland. He's kind of playing Nathan Drake, except he's young.
Yeah.
We've got Mark Wahlberg. He's playing Mark Wahlberg and not Sully.
Now, my favorite actor was the cameo. Was there an original Uncharted film?
No, but the voice actor shows up for a bit.
Oh, it's the voice actor. He kind of looks like the guy from the games as well.
I hated the cameo, but it was cool to see him.
Oh, yeah. That was an awful, awful cameo. It's like, oh, hey, I've done that. I was like, oh, my God.
Ugh.
Do something cool at least.
The thing with this movie for me is I think Uncharted is a really fun adventure movie that has nothing to do with... it's Uncharted in name only. Because these characters are not the characters from the games. Yes, it's meant to be an origin story, but even then, they act nothing like any of the characters in the video games. Maybe Chloe is close, but Tom and Mark are nothing like the characters they're meant to be. So for me, I had to disassociate from the games because Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg are not playing the characters, but I think they are playing good original characters. Tom Holland is just being Spider-Man, and it's great because he's great as Spider-Man.
What do you mean? I definitely was not taken out of the movies every time he did any sort of parkour, and I'm like, I wonder where he learned to do that sort of stunt work.
He does his own stunts for most of this movie. That was quite cool. That was impressive. Yeah. And Mark Wahlberg is just playing the guy from Transformers, except it's not a Transformers movie, so I liked him.
Oh, God, don't remind me. Fucking hell.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg is not playing Sully at all, but I actually liked him in this. I was expecting to hate him in this film.
No, he was actually pretty cool.
It was good.
He was that perfect, like, I don't care, but I do sort of care sort of thing. Yeah. Again, it was a very average plot for these kind of cool characters to go around. I really wish Antonio Banderas had more screen time and more of a character other than a bad guy.
That's all he does now, though. He shows up as the bad guy in movies, and then he goes off and makes like an art thing with the money that he makes from being the bad guy in movies. That's kind of all he does now.
That makes sense. But I feel like they could have given him more character. I mean, he does have character. He does. But it was the most, like, generic villain possible.
Yeah.
Hey, Sandro, do you know my favorite Mark Wahlberg film?
Is it Transformers The Last Night?
Or
is it the time he was racist?
No. That one time where he got stuck on Mars. That was my favorite.
Stuck on Mars? What was that for me? Oh my God. You're making another Matt Damon joke.
Oh no, I've done it again. I mixed them up.
That caught me by surprise for a second. Dear me. You've also got Sophia Ali playing Chloe. She's from a bunch of the games. She's Australian in the video games. What accent was she doing in this? I don't know.
Wait, she was supposed to be Australian in this film?
I think she's supposed to be Australian.
Yeah. To be fair, the Australian accent, if you go around the country, it gets more and less pronounced.
It changes. Yeah, it's true.
Like, you go down to Tassie, mate, and it's barely fucking English, bruv.
I thought she was British in the movie, but then every now and then she'd say something with a slight Aussie twang.
Because I wasn't looking for it, I wasn't affected by it. But clearly you were, because you had played the games new to Cat.
I was just confused by what she was doing. I thought she was really good, and she works very well with Tom Holland. I think they worked really well together.
There was only one scene where I was like, what is happening? It's like, but it's just kind of a spoiler.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, that scene was very jarring. It didn't feel very natural. But apart from that, I felt all of their interactions were natural.
Definitely.
I think Tom and Mark had a good chemistry.
Yeah, like, I think the cast is all good. They're not playing the characters from the video games, but they're good. They're good cast.
As someone who has not played any of those video games, it was a great video game film.
Excellent. I think this is a great adventure movie with a video game name slapped onto it so that it can make money.
Yeah. No, I kind of feel that as well. I haven't played the games, and I kind of feel that.
Yeah.
It was more just an Indiana Jones-esque sort of like, we're trying to combine a few ideas sort of thing.
All right, out of 5, what do you think?
For actors, I'm leaning on a 3.5, I think.
You got 3.5? All right, awesome.
Yeah.
It's hard for me, because, again, they're not playing the characters from the games, but I really like the cast. I'm going to go 4. I'm actually quite positive on this one.
Yeah, I was stuck between 3 and 4, and then I was like, oh, wait, if I'm stuck between those two, I just go 3.5. Boom, done.
So, Resident Evil character actors. We've got Kaya Scodero.
5 out of 5. For Tom Hopper only.
I'm putting it in the list. You gave it 5 out of 5.
No, what have I done? No. I want that 5 and 5 specifically to Tom Hopper. I want us to tally the points at the end and have Tom Hopper with 5 points.
Plus 5 for Tom Hopper. Great.
There we go. Thank you. No. 2. Tom Hopper, not to the Resident Evil movie.
Oh, Tom Hopper gets an extra 5 points.
Yeah, he gets an extra 5 points. I just want him on the scoreboard, you know?
So Kaya Scodero is the lead of Resident Evil. She plays Claire. Perfect casting.
Yeah?
Actually, perfect casting. She was great. Unfortunately, the rest of the cast, aside from Tom Hopper, don't really look like their characters at all.
You're treading on thin ice, Sandro.
Tom Hopper, very well cast as Wesker.
Was he?
Very well cast.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I haven't played the game, so you could have said he was not well cast. But was he a main character in the game?
Wesker? You don't play as him, but he's important for a bunch of the games. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I saw the movie, so I know that he's probably important for the games and story, so that makes sense.
Yeah. So I think those two are quite good. Chris Redfield, Claire's brother, is played by the cousin of the guy that plays Arrow in the show Arrow.
Oh, her brother.
Her brother is not... He's buff, but he's meant to be more imposing in the games. But he was cool. I liked him. He was cast pretty well.
He didn't have as much screen time as I thought he would. Oh, actually,
that's because he's not a very good actor.
Oof. Oh, savage.
I liked how his first scene in the movie was him shirtless, which is funny, because he was in this comedy slasher film like 5 years ago, and his whole character in that is that he just loves to be that's his whole character, is he's the loves to be shirtless guy.
He's just
so I love that he was
time.
shirtless for most of this movie as well, because that's very funny.
That's funny.
He was alright. He was fine, I guess. It was fine. And then we've got Jill and Leon. Now, it's interesting to me that this is a movie that's trying to be super, super faithful to the video games, and they go in a very different direction for two of the most iconic characters of the whole series. I want you to look up pictures of Jill Valentine and Leon Kennedy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen her before. She's one of the main characters, isn't she?
She is, yeah.
Yeah, because I remember seeing it. And what was the other character?
Leon Kennedy, and he was the rookie, the new guy who was always sleeping. They made him a joke. They turned him into a joke, which is weird because he's important.
Oh, yeah! He kind of looks badass in the video games.
And they kind of turned him into a joke, which is really weird.
Yeah, he's kind of buff. He looks like the guy from Devil May Cry.
He does. You're right. Yeah, no, he does.
Yeah, that's really weird. They did like I'm not saying they did. They changed the character. Oh my goodness! There's literally a tab in the Google for a Leon Kennedy hairstyle.
Yeah. And he doesn't have it in the movie.
No, that looks like a very iconic hairstyle.
So it was weird to me that they went in a very different direction for these two incredibly important characters. They're probably...
Yeah.
These two characters are more famous than the Redfield.
Yeah. Because Jill Valentine looks like a sort of Laura Croft.
Yeah.
She gives that sort of thing off, which is cool. I like. Which is sort of what Jill had in the movie. She was like kind of a badass.
I liked the actor who played Jill a lot.
Yeah, she was a cool actor.
She was
but
really
definitely
cool.
not the same. No, but Leon Kennedy though, in the games looks like a fucking badass. It looked like he'd break your arms, bang your mom, and then be on his way, you know? Whereas in the movies, he's a joke.
He's kind of a joke character.
Yeah, he's the comic relief.
So that was really weird to me that they did that.
Yeah,
but
that is
I
weird.
think the cast of Resident Evil is one of the better parts of the movie. I think they were all acting very well.
Yeah, they did actually... for a significantly less budgeted movie, I felt like the acting was quite impressive.
Yeah. And also, I love the guy that played the chief of police. He's from Gotham. And here's my thing. I think if we're going to make a video game accurate Uncharted, he would be a better Sully.
Oh, yeah. He gives the Sully vibes. I get that.
He's even got the mustache. So, yeah.
Yeah. But, I don't mind Marky Boy.
No,
he was good.
Marky Mark.
But yeah, Donald Logue. Oh, he was probably I don't want to say the best actor because my man crush Tom Hopper is in it, but he was definitely I would say his acting was above all of the other actors in the movie.
I think he was great. I think the whole cast of this movie are doing really, really well. I really like the cast. They went in different directions and they kind of made Leon a joke, but aside from that, I think it was good. I'm going to go 4 for this as well, actually. I'm going to go 4.
If they cut his hair in the next movie to that hairstyle, I'll forgive them.
Right.
The problem is he's just got too much hair going on.
Yeah.
They need that emo, cut that he has. If he has that, I'll believe them, you know? But now I've seen this. Now you've introduced it. I can't see past it, you know?
Yeah. And there's the bad guy as well. He was quite good.
Oh, yeah, the bad guy was very good. The child was weird.
Which one?
The child that's with them at the very end. I'm just saying she seems very calm about all the situation happening. That's all.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll give it... I kind of want to just give it a 3.5 again.
3.5 as well? Awesome.
I was going to give it a 4, but yeah, it's a 3.5.
Yeehaw! Sally McSella here, back with another ad, and this is a really, really sad one, because over on Patreon, Sandro and Zach from Oldie but Goodie, they've been doing the Cage-a-rama Season 3. 3 months of nothing but Nicolas Cage movie reviews, and they're done! They finished it! The last review is out. It's on Michael Bay's The Rock. Here's a clip. I'm really sad. I mean, first impressions, Zach, it's Patreon, so it's just impressions.
Yeah,
You've seen this before.
Yeah, because it isn't first impressions, because I've seen this before. I've seen this a few times, actually.
You've got it on DVD.
I do, somewhere. I don't even know where it is anymore, but I once had a copy of this on DVD that I bought from an op shop for like $2.
Yeah.
It was a great buy for $2.
That's pretty good. But was it just on its own, or was it with another movie?
No, I think there was another movie, but I can't remember what other movie.
Okay.
Oh, no, I got Highlander as well.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's a good double for by Sean Connery.
Yeah,
Right? He's in Highlander, right?
I don't think so.
Oh. I haven't seen it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, that sure does sound like a great episode, though. I'm over my little cry. I heard the clip there, and then I remembered that there's a huge back catalog of episodes on Patreon that I can go listen to right now if I want to listen to more content like that. So, patreon.com/Oldie Buddy Goodie Pod. Get those bonus episodes. All 6 K-Drama Season 3 episodes are out right now. And so are the first 2 so much. Also, patreon.com/Oldie Buddy Goodie Pod. You can get ad-free and early episodes too. So if you don't want to hear me crying next week, then go do that. Awesome. All right, let's speed through the next one, which is the visuals. Not a whole lot to say on this, but the visuals include CGI and also cinematography. I think CGI is definitely a bigger part of Uncharted.
Yeah.
Because it's incredibly high budget. What do you think?
Yeah, it was good. It just looked pretty. It was pretty cool. The like practical effects of the like I'm gonna say temples they visited. It's not really temples, but like structures they visited.
Yes,
was very like, as you said. What was that movie?
It's like National Treasure. Yeah. National
Treasure. Yeah, it was
the Mummy even.
Yeah, Mummy. That sort of like practical temples. I was like, that's funny. That's Indiana Jones practical effects. You know, it's that sort of thing.
Yep.
But then you had sort of the end, which had a lot of CGI shots.
But that end was. I don't want to say anything about how this movie ends, but the sequence, the set piece that the movie ends on was just so much fun.
That was pretty great. That was pretty great. Yeah, I will definitely give them like a 4.
You could go higher.
It's almost a 4.5. It's between 4 and 4.5. Yeah, I did notice that it was a little CGI, but
there was
bad.
One moment when a character is kind of falling through the sky and landing on stuff, and it was very obviously like a digital
I
double.
It every time anyone fell, they were a bit digitalized. So I think I will give it a 4.
A 4.
But I enjoyed it more.
You enjoyed it more because it was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was something that, I definitely picked up on as well, and took me out of the moment a little bit. But aside from that, I agree with you. I think it was all really good. I don't think the cinematography was great. It was shot like a regular movie. It wasn't really fancy or anything, which...
Yeah, it was like average, so I don't want to give it more than a 4.
I'm going to go 4 as well. Moving on to Resident Evil.
Speaking of so bad it's good.
The CGI in this movie, kind of terrible, but this film is shot so well. The cinematography, I was amazed. There's like sequences where you're kind of following a character standing in front of a door, knocking, there's something at the door, and she's like, I'm not going to let you in. She then walks through the house. It's a tracking shot. She sees something under a table. She goes down. They haven't cut yet. She goes down to have a look at what's under the table, and then just in the distance, you see the person from the door running through the back window. And you're like, whoa!
Yeah!
Stuff like that was shot so well.
Those shots where there's something happening behind a character and they can't see that it's going to happen, you're like, no! Turn around! Oh no! They did that a lot, and it was pretty good.
It surprised me how much I liked how this film was shot. There's also a sequence when Chris is in the dark, the lights go out, and it's like this first-person shot where there's zombies coming at him, and he's like using a torch, but it keeps flickering. That was cool. That was well done as well.
Although that wouldn't make much fucking sense, but...
It was really dumb. But it looked good.
A very cool looking one.
Well, yeah, the problem is... the final 20 minutes look atrocious. There's this CGI train that looks awful. There's this, like, mutated thing that looked like it was made out of plastic.
Yeah. But, hear me out. 1.20 million versus 25 million.
This is true. This is a good point. But also, it did look kind of bad.
Yeah.
Whereas the rest of the movie, I think, was great. Like, it looked pretty solid, and then the final action sequence didn't look very good.
Yeah.
If the whole movie looked kind of bad, I would be fine with it.
Yeah, the practical effects and shots were really good. It was just unfortunate that they didn't have the budget for that really crisp. To be fair, I've seen a lot worse.
Like all the other Resident Evil movies.
Or just the first one. I don't think I've seen the other ones for a good reason.
No, me neither.
But like I'm looking. You and I, we have watched many cinema filmatography. Wouldn't you say?
We have.
Yes.
That is a sentence that I can say I have done something that you're describing. I'm not sure what it is, but you know.
So we have an eye, you would say, for the CGI.
Yes.
And sort of spot it out. Like, very specifically in films nowadays, now that I've watched so much crap, I get annoyed with myself because I take myself out of the film to examine the CGI. And I feel like with a lot of the CGI, I could kind of get past it. It wasn't that, like, chromy, so unrealistic. It did kind of blend into the background a bit more. It was still, like, you know, shiny and a bit, like, animated. But I felt like it blended more into the background than some of the worst CGI I've seen. Still wasn't great. But there was a cow the CGI'd, and that was great.
That was something else. It's weird. The movie, CG-wise, just kind of degrades the more it goes on, which I think is really interesting. But anyway, I think I will give it, because the cinematography was so good, and, the CGI blood as well. It might have been practical, actually. I'm not sure, because it looked real.
I think that was practical. There was a lot of practical blood, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and the zombie designs were very clean.
Yeah.
They were quite smooth, which was cool.
I think it was like they lost their hair.
Yeah.
And so it was just like bald white people.
Pretty much.
Which is the most terrifying thing on earth.
Very scary. I'm going to go... I'm torn between 3 and 3.5. I don't know. What are you going to give it?
I'm going to give it a 4.
You're going to go 4? All right.
I was going to give it a 3.5, but I gave it that extra 0.5 for that cow.
For the cow? Yeah, that cow is something else.
That looked like something out of a student film. That was Sharknado levels of CGI, I would say.
That was so bad it was good, definitely.
It was a Sharknado kind of scene. You would expect something like that to happen in a Sharknado film.
I'll go 3.5, because I think it was filmed super well, and that really does.
Like, if I was going to give it my personal opinion, it would be 3.5, but this is a facts show.
It is factual, and the cow does add to
Yeah, and I have to give it that 4.
Yeah.
Even though it hurts me to do so.
All right, well, we've already gone over time, but that's fine. It's time for the speed round bonus questions that you should have on hand, I think. You've got them, right?
Yeah, but I don't have them up at this very second because I'm lazy and bad.
I've got to fill for time.
Oh, actually, I do have them. I do have them up.
Right there.
I literally just opened my phone and realized I did actually prepare beforehand. And now I'm just filling for the sake of making this even longer.
This is a long episode, but that's fine because they're new movies and it's late. Whenever we record late, we go overtime.
Yeah.
Anyway, the way that the bonus things work is you'll say what the name is, we'll very briefly discuss, it's got to be unanimous, and then the movie that wins gets 2 bonus points.
2 bonus points. And on a very rare occasion, if we were to ever tie, we would split those points.
Yes, exactly.
All right. We've got 4 categories, Sandro. The first one of them, which I think is the most important category because I added it in, it's family friendliness, Sandro. Which is important for movies nowadays because if you have a big horror, a big M rating, you know, those kiddies aren't going to see it. Do you know who else doesn't see it? Their parents. Do you know who has the credit card? Their parents. And we need to make the most money. So it's important that every single film have a degree of family friendliness.
I hate everything about this. with a burning passion.
Excellent. So what did you think? Between Uncharted and Resident Evil, which one do you think's more family friendly?
I think Resident Evil, it's something you'd watch with your dad when you're 13. Like, it's not too scary. It's more of an action than it is a horror. I think you're fine if you're 13, but...
Yeah, but what about your mum, though? Would you watch it with your mum at 13?
Oh, it depends how much of a legend my mum is.
Oof. I would say no. I don't think she has any indication of wanting to ever watch a film like that.
My mum would not want to watch Resident Evil. This is true. Yeah, but Uncharted, yes. I think Uncharted is a fun family day out at the theater. I'm going to go Uncharted. How about you?
Oh, man. I was going to say Resident Evil, but it does. Yeah, look. It does have a lot of gore in it, whereas Uncharted is just a generic action film with zero gore in it whatsoever. Oh, actually, that's not true, because there is a bit of blood after someone does a...
Kinda.
I mean, there was blood on screen, which I was surprised that they showed.
I mean, Uncharted wasn't even, like, sexual references even. Like, there's nothing in that film that I think would be bad for a kid. Because, like, the original Indiana Jones, you know, always snogging everyone.
Tommy's like, oh, I gotta get me some of that female character lead, you know what I'm saying? But then Mark Wahlberg's like, you don't want to do that because, it's gonna end bad.
All these things, and also you marry someone else from the game series, not her.
Yeah, so you gotta wait up for that one, otherwise it's gonna be real awkward how we explain it in the next couple of films.
Yeah, you gotta wait for the character who is from the games, not this character from the games, the other one. So
well,
Uncharted
to be fair, this character, I don't think their chances are great anymore. Although it will be funny to do like one of those things where the new wife is like, oh, who's this friend? And you go, oh, never met them before.
That is literally a scene from the second game.
Yep. No, I'm just saying, I can't wait for that scene in the movie.
Yeah.
Because Tom Holland will have to do it. And I feel like that would be really funny, watching Tom Holland do that.
It was weird seeing Tom Holland attempting to flirt with someone at the start of the movie.
Yeah.
Part of me was like, Tom Holland looks like a 16-year-old. Why is he working at a bar and flirting with random women?
Oh, yeah. I was going to make a joke, but I restrained myself. But there is a flashback in Uncharted. Spoiler, there's a flashback where we see a younger Tom Holland. And I'm just saying the actors looked about the same age. I didn't know what was happening. Is he older in the flashback? I'm confused.
I don't know. All right, so 2 points to Uncharted there for that one. What's the next category?
So Sandro, the next category after that excellent one that was suggested was one suggested by you, bloodiness.
Yes, because I think all good movies need to have blood in them. If your movie doesn't have blood in it, quite frankly, I don't want to watch it.
Okay, well...
I'm a blood fiend, Zach.
Yeah, it's a little creepy, I'm not going to lie. It's a little concerning.
A little bit.
But this is a little spoiler. There is blood in Uncharted.
A little bit. But this is what I'd say. In Uncharted, only the bad guys cause blood. In Resident Evil, the bad guys and the good guys cause blood.
Yeah, the good guys cause a lot of blood.
Because they shoot all the zombies.
Yeah, there's a lot of blood. Look, I'm not saying Uncharted wins. I'm just saying there's enough there for you to satiate your bloodlust.
There was a little bit.
To watch a movie. Enough to go, okay, I can watch this movie, you know.
I didn't have to dip into my plasma bag at any point during Uncharted just to fill that.
Concern on many levels, but I'm going to give that one to Resident Evil.
It's Resident
and then we're going to move on
to
the next thing. Please keep your plasma bags to yourself. Most legible goons.
We realized that in Uncharted, the goons are Scottish and you can't understand a thing they're saying. In Resident Evil, the goons are zombies and they're mumbling constantly.
Okay, so you have specific joke character that's whole thing is he's Scottish and Tom Holland's like, I don't know what you're fucking saying, man. Versus zombies, which, to be fair, say they go, let me in.
Yeah, they do talk in this one. They do talk in this movie. Although, yeah, you can understand them when they talk. I think it goes to Uncharted then, because you can understand what they're saying.
Yeah, I think this goes to Uncharted because you can consistently not understand what the Scotsman say. But one of the evil zombies is quite legible at the end of the film.
Got me there.
The next category, my favorite category that I'm definitely bringing back for each of these bonus battles, along with family friendliness.
Why?
Because it's almost, I would say, more important than family friendliness. It's something I think applies to one of our favorite films, which brought about one of our favorite film awards. The Lion King. With Most Wholesome Dad.
Most Wholesome Dad. All right, so the dad in Resident Evil sucks, and there isn't a dad in Uncharted.
Well, hear me out. Okay. Okay. You're saying all this, but you're being a little hasty, Sandro. First off, Uncharted. Good old Mark Damon is one could say a father to his new fur baby, his child, which is the cat, as he is the sort of owner of it and father of it. He's in fact quite protective, and he worries about it, And after worrying about it, he's like, "Oh, I gotta take it with me,"
I'm glad that you're specifically pointing out the cat and not Tom Holland, because he's not fatherly to Tom Holland, but he is a little bit to the cat.
He's a different kind of father. He's a shit father to Tom Holland. He's a father figure, but a shit one. But to the cat, he's very wholesome, I would say.
I will also say, in Uncharted, there is another dad.
Oh, yes, there is a very wholesome dad who is looking to donate to charity.
Yes. Antonio Banderas' dad is pretty wholesome in Uncharted. He's not in the film for long, but when he is there, he's a pretty wholesome dad.
Speaking of wholesome dad, let's go to Resident Evil, where I think there's a pretty wholesome dad. We have a nice little bedroom scene where we see the daughter, oh no, she's having nightmares. But then the dad comes in, he cracks a few jokes. He's like, oh, that would scare me by the description of that monster. And he goes, rah. I thought that was really wholesome. First thing when he hears the news, he's like, oh, gotta save my family. Gotta get them out of here. I think that's pretty wholesome.
Can I just kind of jump in here?
Yep.
Because the dad in Resident Evil that you're saying is wholesome is the bad guy of the movie.
Yeah?
He's the villain. And
your dad was the father of the bad guy in Uncharted. Case closed, officer. Movie on. So, who has the most wholesome dad? Do we have Mark?
I think it's Mark Wahlberg and the cat.
But here's the problem. He's not actually a real dad.
No. Well, what are you saying? Are you saying adopting something or someone doesn't make you their real parent? I would disagree.
I'm saying adopting a cat isn't a real dad.
I'm a daddy to my kitty cat. I'm cutting that.
Don't you dare. I'm a daddy to my kitty cat. I'm a daddy to my kitty cat. I'm a daddy to my kitty cat. See? Now it's harder to edit out. Fuck you.
I sound like a weeb.
I say we give them both a point.
Oh my, alright,
because
fine.
One's a real dad, and one because one's slightly more wholesome but not a real dad.
Purely for the sake of just making this short, yes.
Getting this over with, you're not going to argue? Yes!
I've got one final category that I wanted to bring up. It is maybe potentially a spoiler, but it's in both of these movies, and that is sequel bait.
Yes, that's true. So, should we put up a little spoiler warning?
Slight spoilers, but also if you've watched any of the trailer, or you have any memories towards either of these game franchises, so it's fine.
yeah, but definitely, because I was just about to say, there's some key points that I think are in, especially Uncharted, because Uncharted, it's a spoiler.
I will put in the episode description when the spoilers end, so jump there if you don't want spoilers, but we should quickly talk about this. Resident Evil has sequel bait in that the plot doesn't end. They defeat the bad guy, they leave the city, movie ends, to then go on to the next one. And there's also post-credits in Resident Evil.
Yeah, there's post-credits in both these movies.
Yeah.
And specifically in Resident Evil, Tom Hopper's character isn't dead, as it turns out.
Yeah, he comes back as the sunglasses guy who's important for some of the games.
Yes. So he's actually revived.
Yes.
So that's quite a bit of a spoiler is, oh shit, he's alive, you know?
But here's my thing, if you haven't played the video games, do you care?
I do, because it's Tom Hopper.
That is a good point.
I was very... But I might be a minority there, Sandro. Because I was just like, damn it, I wanted to see more Tom Hopper. And then it was like, oh, he's back.
He's back,
it's Tom
baby.
Hopper. Yes, he's in the next film.
Exactly.
Woo.
So, yeah, there is teasing in Resident Evil, and also the plot, I guess the plot technically ends because the whole point of that movie is to escape the city, but it does kind of feel like it ended a little bit abruptly.
Whereas Uncharted, big spoiler, his brother's alive. Oh my god. And Matt Wahlberg has a mustache.
Yeah, so there's 2 post-credits in Uncharted. One of them, so the whole point of Uncharted is all throughout the movie, Nathan Drake's like, my brother went off to do adventures, but he's dead, and I'm really sad. So yeah, the first post-credit sequence for Uncharted confirms that his brother's alive. Important plot point, important sequel bait. He's going to be in the sequel. Then the second post-credits for Uncharted is just, hey, Mark Wahlberg's got a... He's got a mustache. This was a reshoot because all the fans were angry, so he'll have a mustache in the next one.
Yeah, that's why that one seems a bit weird. Although it's a cool scene. It's a nice scene.
It was cool. The guy from Game of Thrones is there and is like, I'm probably the villain in the next one. Hi.
Yeah. That was cute. I liked it a lot. Yeah.
So what is the category? Is it like the most obvious sequel bait? Or is it, which one would we want to see a continuation of? What do you think?
Yeah. Which has you the most excited for the next film?
I couldn't care less about the Resident Evil. Like, yes, it's Tom Hopper. Great, he's back. But, like, there's not enough there to really make me care.
No, I'm very glad that he's alive. I would like to see him in the next film. So that definitely increased my wanting to watch of the next Resident Evil film doublefold.
Right, because he's
that being
gonna
said,
be in it.
If you double like 1 or 2, that it only gets you to 2 or 4, and that's still not very much.
So, whereas with Uncharted, are you interested in? I was
excited because the whole thing through the film, I was curious. I was a bit curious because obviously Marky Boy lied about his brother. I was like, surely his brother's still alive. Surely.
Yeah, because you've seen a movie before.
Yeah, I've seen a movie before, but then his brother never showed up. And I was like, well, what's up with that? I guess he was dead the whole time. Oh my god, he's alive!
He's alive.
I could have never seen this coming. Incredible.
He's alive and a mustache.
I'm genuinely excited. I wouldn't say excited, but I want to go see the new Uncharted film when it comes out again. I want to see if they make it a bit more closer to the video game sort of side of things, because this is sort of a younger origin story, right? So maybe they delve more into the sort of game.
I think it goes to Uncharted because I agree with you. I would much prefer to watch a sequel to that.
Yeah.
All right, spoilers are over. Time for me to wrap this up, get out my calculator, add up some digits.
All right, I will play the Sandro is adding up digits song.
Oh, yes.
He's adding up the digits.
I haven't. I've just added up one. It's gonna keep going.
He's still adding up.
Still adding them up.
Hurry the fuck up!
Oh, we've got a pretty clear winner here.
He finally fucking did it.
On 22 points plus 5 to Tom Hopper.
Why?
Is Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City.
Wow, what is that total with Tom Hopper's points?
That is 27. Still
27?
Not beating out 28.5 to Uncharted.
28.5. Whoa!
And now is the point where we drop all objective facts and we give our opinions. Which one do you think is better? Do you agree with these points?
I mean, the other one had a lot more budget to work with, so I feel like the other one. But was just a general, like, okay action film. It was like 3 out of 5, you know? Was Resident Evil more of a horror film, more a bit goofy? I liked their practical effects a lot, very good. The CGI was bad. If they had just got a bigger budget, I felt like that film could have been really good.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm torn between giving that one's like a 2.7.
Resident Evil? Yeah, I gave it 2.5 on Letterboxd, and I gave Uncharted 3.5.
Yeah, I'd give Uncharted 3. But the other one, I'm not sure if I give 2.5 or 3. But I feel like Uncharted was better.
Yeah.
Because it had that bigger budget and it had that polish and it was nice.
But Uncharted was a worse video game movie because it's nothing like the video games.
Correct.
It's a bit of a weird one.
Very close, very close. I think I stand by that. 3 and then 2.7.
Yeah.
It's like a 0.3 off, but it does still go to Uncharted. So I agree. I agree with the final scores, including the bonus points I gave to Tom Hopper.
This was a massive bonus episode, way longer than we would usually go on for, but I think we had a lot to say. And also it's very late in the evening.
And I've had a few drinks to watch these films.
That is the bonus battle right there. Thank you so much for subscribing to Patreon as always. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
For keeping the show alive.
Absolutely. Have a good day.
Yeah, sure. Or a good evening, a good sleep.
No, I don't wish that. Just a good day.
All right. Great. Next bonus episode is Police Academy 7.
Oh, no. Fuck. I know for a fact both of these films are going to be 1,000,000 times better than that film.
It is the last one, though. After that, we are free from that franchise
to jump onto another god-awful franchise. Unless we do Lord of the Rings.
Will it be the Resident Evil franchise? We could do Resident Evil versus Underworld. It's an idea I had, and it could be fun. Maybe we do the 2 National Treasure films. I want to do them. That'd be fun.
Ooh. Oh, I guess we'll have to find out.
Or do we do all of the Transformers films or all of the Lord of the Rings? Who knows?
Do you want to do talk about one of the greatest fantasy franchises to be released on cinema of all time, or do you want to have an hour-long podcast of Zach being very angry?
Maybe we just do the Hobbit trilogy. That's somewhere in between.
Oh no! That's both! No!
We'll figure it all out. There'll be a poll out soon. I think for April's episodes though, which is going to be the next poll, we should just pick a genre and do an alternate choice from the main show. What genre would you like to do? Because we did family movies last time, and we did sequels. We could do action films, we could do horror, we could do rom-coms.
Yeah, action could be fine. That's very brainless.
Right.
I was almost going to say sci-fi, but...
We don't actually have many sci-fi options. The problem is we do most sci-fi movies that we come across.
Yeah, because we like sci-fi. We're a bunch of fucking nerds.
Yeah.
Action sounds good. Let's do some action films.
Yeah, we got a bunch of action on here. Yeah, cool. All right, so action will be the poll that'll be up next week. You can pick a random action movie.
Cool.
And we'll do it. And that's the episode. See ya. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much for listening. Appreciate you. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Mwah.
I'll be your marky daddy to your kitty cat.
I hate that with a burning passion, and now I've got to keep the part in earlier. God damn it. You know how my editing works.
I know. That's why I said it.
To make switching to the new Boost Mobile risk-free, we're offering a 30-day money-back guarantee.
So why wouldn't you switch from Verizon or T-Mobile?
Because you have nothing to lose. Boost Mobile is offering a 30-day money-back guarantee.
No, I asked why wouldn't you switch from Verizon or T-Mobile?
Oh.
Wouldn't.
Because you love wasting money as a way to punish yourself because your mother never showed you enough love as a child?
Whoa. Easy there.
Yeah.
Applies to online activations. Requires port in and auto pay. Customers activating in stores may be charged non-refundable activation fees.